I wrote Empty Cube during Media Intensive in August 2022, and during this workshop we were exposed to a wide range of different techniques and styles for both poetry and fiction. Media Intensive was my first creative writing workshop, so there was a lot of new experiences that came together during the creation of the poem. As part of Media Intensive, we were taken on a field trip to the Frisk Art Museum as we were looking at apocryphy at the time. As we were looking through the exhibitions in the second room of the first floor of the Frisk, I distinctly remember how it was covered from top to bottom, left to right, in the most gorgeous paintings I had seen. And that was the entirety of the room. It was just all four walls covered in amazing paintings. However, near the middle leftish edge of the room, there was about a 4-foot high cylinder that had a crystal box on top of it. It immediately caught my eye, and as I approached it, I realized it was empty. I just kept looking around the room, seeing what piece of work would inspire me to write my poem. However, I saw someone else do the same thing. They approached the cylinder, they looked around it, tried to see if there was any hidden artwork in it, and then they walked away disappointed. That sort of mundane scene really sparked my attention. It was a little bit humorous seeing someone else trying to figure out if there was anything hidden in that exhibition. But more than that, it was the reflection of something was always expected. Something grand was expected out of that exhibition, even if it was empty. It was almost as if it was required that everything in that room, everything in that museum had to have some special meaning, had to have something special about it to warrant it being in such a place. And that struck me to my core. Because at that moment, I realized it isn't just artwork that we expect to be meaningful wherever it is. It is also people. Media Intensive was my first time on Vanderbilt campus. It happened during my first week here in Nashville. And at a place such as Vanderbilt, there are high expectations. And as such, these expectations can be a little bit frightening, especially when you're just getting started. So that is about the top layer of the Empty Cube. That is what started it. However, as I continue to explore this idea, this scenery, this emotional weight that I had connected with a crystal empty exhibition, I realized a lot more could be discussed and talked about by exploring these images. Through a wide range of different character decisions, as I tend to approach my poetry with a lot of storytelling to it, a lot of trying to explore characters could shine a little bit of light in different aspects, could show different brushes of different scenarios that the poem invites the reader to reflect upon. However, I am not one to enjoy discussing and giving out my poems. So I invite you, the reader, to try to find your own meaning through the poem. I truly believe no poem has one correct interpretation, and the reader is the one who's responsible for endowing each poem with a meaning, a reflection, a significance, a place in the pantheon of literature. I hope you enjoy the poem.